At this point, you should have 4 cubes or shapes made, not cubes. You should have a cylinder. I would recommend that you have a cube and a block with a hole in it, and then another cube. What we're going to do is we're going to explore making different constraints, but before we can do that, we need to understand how to make an assembly. So I'm going to choose File and click New, and I'm going to look right here in the templates. And if you look in the third row right here, no, that's drawings. Here we go. Second row. It says assembly, and we want to use standard IA. That's an inventor assembly. Okay, so we're going to create a new one from that. First thing you do is you choose place. If your little box up here says something about from the content center, click on the little arrow and make sure it says place. We do not have a content center, so it should not be selected. We're going to start with the yellow cube that you designed, okay? And select it and hit enter. It's going to be real important that you have a scrolling mouse because you can adjust the zoom, figure out where you want to put it, left click, and then press escape. So now you have placed your first part. So we chose place, we selected the part, we clicked where we wanted it, and then we pressed escape. If you wanted to put a whole bunch of cubes there, you would just keep clicking and you would make a whole field of cubes, but we just need one. Now, the first part you place in an assembly, you always do this. You should write this down in your notebook. You right-click on the part and you choose grounded. What that does is it makes this part stationary. The X, Y, and Z axis are defined by this part. If you fail to do that, it will happen that you could rotate your pieces and you would never ever get your assembly to line up with the X, Y, or Z axis. So it is imperative that you always ground your first part. Okay? Now we're going to add another part. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We're going to choose place, and I want to get the green block. I wanted you to have 2 different colors, so you can see right here I'm choosing my green block. I'm going to click on it and press enter, and I'm going to go somewhere out here. Again, if you wanted to place multiple blocks, you would just keep clicking left click, and that would be that. Okay, so after you get your block placed, press escape, and now you have 2 blocks you can constrain. I want to do the first constraint just to show you how it looks. So we're going to choose constrain, and we're going to choose the type mate, and I want to mate the face of this block to, let me shift and rotate around, to this face on this block. Okay, and you heard a little click, and those 2 are now stuck together. So I'm hitting apply and closing. It'll take a few tries before you kind of get the hang of this, but you can see that those are stuck together now. Now if you click on the yellow one and try to move it, it won't move because it is grounded. However, if you pick on the green one, it looks like it's moving around all kinds of places. What on earth has happened? So it doesn't really make sense until you look at it at a different angle. So let's look at it from the right side. And if I click on that and choose that, it looks like it's still able to move anywhere it wants to go. So we're wondering, did we actually do anything? If I look at it from the front, however, if you click on the green one, those faces are always next to each other. They're always on the same plane. So what you've done is you've taken one face of the green block and made it always on the same plane as the yellow block. So that's going to get you started with your constraints. What I would like you to do is get the presentation about the various constraints and try them all. Thank you very much.